We're live. Hello, peeps. It's me again. It's been a while since the last time I could do a live for you. I was saying about doing live streamings in every week, every 2 weeks, but I was planning on the topics to talk about. But it's fine. It's great. It's good. It's great to talk to you again and to give you some of the things that needs to be done in order to get this ball rolling. Okay, so we're gonna see here any questions. It's about questions and answers. I have a few questions here that I will answer happily for you. You have any questions for me? Just let me know. And I'm gonna be answering all your doubts and all your questions. Remember that when you get on this, you start in a process. You start a process. About weight loss, about bariatric surgery. But not only about that, but you gotta start processing life-changing habits, events, discipline, commitment. At the end of the day, surgery, in my personal and professional opinion, is just a tiny part of a very, very big process of life-changing habits and things like those. So thank you for being here. Let's see how is the people connected. And after this, we are gonna start with the questions. Okay, so if you're thinking about doing this, it's not easy. Of course, it's not easy to make a decision. It's not easy to travel far away. Anxiety might go to the roof. You might feel anxious. You may have some things about safety of the city. A lot of media information that talks about the criminals and. No, but it's not like that. Criminality exists everywhere, but you're going to be at a spot in the city where you're going to feel safe. Someone is going to be close to you all the time, so you're not going to be alone. Someone's going to be with you all the time, and we are going to be helping you with whatever you need. If you want to come by yourself, it's not a problem either, and you're not going to feel alone. Someone is going to be close to you. We have a huge staff to serve, to help you with the process, and just let us know. Just contact us at Siva USA. We're going to help you to start the process. And you don't need to get the surgery right away. Even though if you're thinking to do the surgery the next year, in 2 years, in 3 years, there are a lot of things that you can do before. A lot of habits that you can change. And by the time you get the surgery will be just one more step in your life-changing process. Remember that it's going to take to you a few years to be the person that you want to be. But it's going to take a lifetime to master. It's going to take a lifetime to be the person that you're going to be. But remember this, you're not looking for a result. You're not looking for a goal. You're looking to embrace a process of life that is going to be healthy for you, that is going to allow you to enjoy life. It's going to allow you to play with the kids, to play with the dog, travel. Don't use a seatbelt standard anymore. Use that clothes that you haven't worn in a lot of time. So the idea is to change that. And the surgery is not going to give you that, of course, but it's going to be a most important tool to achieve that, associated with a good discipline, good commitment. You're going to change for the good and keep doing this for a certain period of time. You're going to be that person that you dream of. Okay, so let's go with the questions, peeps. The first question says, I live in the US. I don't know anyone in Mexico. Can you assist me with transportation? Yes, our packages are all inclusive. The only thing that you need to do is arrive to San Diego International Airport. The rest is on us. 4 or 5 days after, you're gonna be taken to take your flight back to your home in San Diego. While you are in Mexico, it's our responsibility. Your safety, your health, that everything goes well. You're going to be educated about the process, what do you need to do, what do you have to do. A nutritionist is gonna be assisting you. The nutritionist is gonna be in touch with you during the whole process, before and after. So the idea is you to have a multidisciplinary team helping you to achieve your goals, but mainly teaching you, because this is an educational process. You're going to be educated on what to do, how to do it. Once you get this done by yourself, you're going to be able to keep this going. So driver is going to contact you so you are going to know who's going to be your driver, who's going to pick you up, bring you to the hospital or the hotel, so we can start the process. Okay, so let me find more questions. Oh, okay, where is it? I can find the questions.
On the comments, yes.
No.
But just tell you the questions so you can answer the public.
Okay, not a problem. I will tell the questions that I have.
I'll tell you. I live in the U.S., but I don't know anyone in Mexico. Can you assist me with transportation? That's the one you just answered.
Yes.
How many nights will I have to stay in the hospital?
Well, the total downtime in Mexico can be from 3 days to 5 days. For most of the cases, for most of the standard cases, even with revision, you don't need to stay in Mexico more than 5 days. And this is how it goes. If you arrive after noon, the first day, that day you're gonna get all the testing, EKG, X-ray, maybe the pre-op evaluation. That is preparation the first night. That night you sleep at the hotel. The next day, early morning, maybe 6, 7 a.m., the shuttle brings you to the hospital and you stay 2 nights in the hospital. Once you spend 2 nights in the hospital, you are discharged to the hotel where you stay 1 or 2 nights. That is what normally happens. But there are a few patients that don't have a lot of time, that they arrive the same day of surgery. In order that you can get the surgery the same day of the surgery, you need to arrive early that day. And by early, I mean before noon. Arrive to San Diego before 11, before noon, ideally before 9 a.m. That will be perfect. But if not, if you arrive before noon, that will be great. And in that case, the minimum stay can be 3 days. 2 nights in the hospital, 1 night at the hotel, and then you can fly back home. So that is a downtime in Mexico. There are some special cases, complex cases, but this type of cases we're gonna let you know in advance. In these type of cases, you might need to leave open the flights, pay the insurance for the flight so you can change the flight as many times as needed. Okay, but for most of the patients, as I told you, 3 to 5 days is the downtime in Mexico.
Can you help me to visit other places after my recovery, like a transportation service or something, to avoid taking taxi service?
Yes, of course. In the city exists Lyft, exists Uber, so it's very easy and it's very, very safe, that type of transportation. But during office time, office hours, we have drivers that can pick you here and there, bring you here and there. You can even do some sightseeing in the city, the most touristic and traditional places in the city. You may love to visit that and enjoy a little bit of the Mexican culture. So drivers are available most of the time, but if you need to take a taxi, Uber will be safer for you and is pretty affordable. It's even cheaper than the United States. It's not that expensive.
Next question, Doc. Can I get surgery if I had a heart attack 2 years ago?
Well, that is a very, very important question. You can, overall speaking, I can tell you yes. But before giving you the approval for this such terrific disease, mostly associated to obesity, like a heart attack, we got to see how the heart attack was. What kind of treatment did you get? What kind of treatment do you have now? Do you have any heart failure after this or not? If you have this, you might need some extra tests of your heart to make sure that your heart is going to be strong enough to get this surgery. The idea of this process is to offer you a safe procedure. and having a heart attack 2 years prior means that you are not a normal patient. So you need extra care. You need a special care. And in our team, we have cardiologists, we have ICU doctors that are gonna let us know how safe for you is to get the surgery. If the safety is worth enough and overpass the risk, I think we can proceed. But you gotta be conscious that you're still at risk of suffering another heart attack. So that risk gotta be very low so we can move forward and do this. Otherwise, you might need a little bit of extra treatment. You might need to get some procedure that is not as invasive as a normal bariatric surgery. You're a good candidate for a balloon. You're a good candidate for endoscopic gastric sleeve, where the trauma of the surgery is not going to be that high and your heart is not going to be put at an extra effort that you don't want to be put at, okay? Because the heart can work normally under normal conditions, but the surgery is a huge trauma. It's a huge, huge trauma for you. And that trauma can make your heart work much more, and your heart might not be responsive to this trauma. And you might get another heart attack or something like that. Nobody wants that, because we're going to make sure that you're fine, that you get a safe surgery, and that you can fly back safely to home. We have canceled or postponed, let me say it better. We have postponed a few surgeries from patients that they were not aware that they had a heart problem. And during their stay, we noticed that they had some heart issues that need to be addressed. And so these type of patients, we didn't do it. We postponed the surgery. We sent these patients to the cardiologist. The cardiologist gave them enough and good treatment. They fixed the problem. And after they fix the problem, then it's a good moment to do this. Because remember that the heart got sick and got a disease, got a heart problem because of the root of the problem. And the starting point was obesity. So if you had a heart attack, means that you're a little bit late in the treatment, but being late doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do. Of course, there are a lot of things that you can do, but the ideal moment is before you get a problem. It's before you're diabetic. It's before you have hypertension. It's before you develop obstructive sleep apnea. It's before that you develop a polycystic ovarian syndrome. All of these are diseases associated to obesity. Ideally, we're going to prevent this. Prevention is much more important than treatment of problem. But if you already had the problem, unfortunately, surgery can help you a lot. There's a lot of good remission rate of all these type of diseases. So don't hesitate. It's a huge surgery, but it's worth it. And nowadays, it's very, very safe. It's as safe as a lap colon, a cholecystectomy, or gallbladder removal. It's as safe as an appendectomy. So the experience we have gained with the years make us offer to all the patients safer procedures. And traveling to Mexico, affordable. So all the benefits of coming to Mexico. And just you need to make a decision to say, I don't want to be this person anymore. I want to change and embrace the process that is going to take a few years for you to be the person that you are looking to be. Okay?
Great. Thank you, Doc. Another question. Can I keep eating the same if I get a gastric sleeve?
That is tricky. That is tricky, and I don't like this type of question. Well, I love this type of questions. Technically speaking, once you fully recover from bariatric surgery, you can eat whatever you want. There are few, but very few food that your body and your stomach doesn't tolerate anymore. So technically speaking, you're going to be able to get sodas, alcohol, or whatever you want. You're going to tolerate it, but this doesn't mean that it's good. And you are not doing this huge surgery to go back to the bad eating habits. If you're going to do that, don't get it. Go work on yourself, work on your mindset, where you know that you're doing this to change. And when you go back to that bad eating habits, the surgery is not going to work as well as with a person that doesn't do it. Okay? So please focus on changing a few habits and creating the discipline, get the commitment that you need to get into this, lifetime process so you can get the best result. Because you're going to be able to get a hamburger, alcohol, whatever. But that doesn't mean that it's good for you. It's not even good for a person that never had a weight loss surgery. Actually, that is the root of the problem. The root of the problem is what we eat. Most of the diseases we have is because we don't eat good, because we don't drink enough water. It's because we don't do any physical activity. It's because the sleeping problems, the pandemic of sleeping in the Western and in the world is amazing. So you're going to start changing those little things and you're going to be totally prepared to get this done. This is going to change your life. But there is a lot of effort you need to put on it if you want to change. And you don't want to change just to go to a goal weight, because that is not success in my opinion. A lot of people ask me, which is your success rate? And I tell them, I don't know. Define success. In my opinion, success is this. Is you going to your ideal body weight with a good proportions of fat, muscle, water in your body and keep this healthiness for a lifetime. I will say this is not a good word, but I like to say it to the patients. I laugh a lot because of this. But the idea is you to be able to clean your ass by yourself when you're 90, 95. That nobody else is helping you doing these type of things. That you're able to walk out the bed, that you're going to be able to go to the dining room, that you're able to go to the bathroom. And that is the whole idea. And before you get 95, you being able to enjoy life. You being able to do a lot of things that you don't do because you are overweight and obese. So that is the idea. That is my goal. And in my opinion, that is success. For many journals, for many scientifics, success is losing 50% of your excess of weight and keep it off for 5 years. 50%. You're 100 pounds overweight and you lose 50 and you keep this 50 off for 5 years and then you're a success story. In my opinion, it's not, because that's not enough to get a remission of the diseases associated to obesity. Because that doesn't make you healthy. That only gives you to lose weight. Don't get me wrong, it's good to lose this amount of weight, but it can be better. We're working not for the better, but for the best results. And the best results are always associated to a good eating habits, good rest, a good physical activity, and control the amount of stress. Stress is killing us as well, and we're going to find a way to control this stress.
Next question, Doc. What's the difference between a gastric bypass and a mini gastric bypass?
Well, that is a very, very important and interesting question. Mini gastric bypass and a standard or Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, or simply a bypass. See, bypass is still considered the gold standard of all the weight loss surgeries. It says that gastric bypass is the gold standard, the surgery where all other new surgeries are compared to. In the gastric bypass, the two biggest difference, and I will let you know, I'll make it a little bit simple, I will go a little bit deeper later, is that within the gastric bypass, the standard one, you do two connections. You do two connections with a regular Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. And those two connections create like a Y. That's why it's called Roux-en-Y. Because the type of connections create and resembles this letter, the Y. So, and we need to do two connections to do this. And with the mini, we only do one connection. We go for the intestines, we create a long, thin pouch, large stomach. We go for the intestine, and we just do one connection. The problem with the mini bypass, or one anastomosis gastric bypass is called too, is that the bile is in touch with the pouch. And this can cause bile reflux. Even though now the FDA just approved this type of surgery to be offered to all the patients in the United States. So this is surgery that can be done. Metabolically speaking, is a little bit more aggressive than the bypass, but I love the Roux-en-Y. The Roux-en-Y is standard, it's very predictable. We can predict the weight loss. We can predict that if you are having or you are suffering from a hiatal hernia, if you're suffering for esophagitis or esophageal inflammation because of the acid reflux, if you're suffering from Barrett's esophagus, all these type of conditions makes you a better candidate for the Roux-en-Y. Because imagine you suffer from acid reflux and we add bile reflux doing a mini bypass, those type of patients are not a good candidate for a mini. So even though Still, I mean, it's great surgery. It's a great operation. You can get really, really good results. And with the mini bypass, you still have some other options for the future. You can get another surgeries in the future. But let's choose the first surgery, the best. The most important surgery is the primary surgery. And you gotta use the tool the best possible so you can get the best results in the long term. Okay? So focus on that, remember that. Again, mini bypass, 1 connection, regular bypass, 2 connections. The size of the pouch in the bypass, short and wide. The pouch in the mini bypass is long and thin. Those are mainly, say, the 2 biggest differences. The mini bypass is more simple. It's a simpler surgery. The regular gastric bypass is a more complex surgery. Mini gastric bypass surgery is for a person that doesn't have any acid reflux, as I told you, doesn't have a hiatal hernia. The ruined white gastric bypass is for this type of patients. Okay?
Another question, Doc. I just want to lose like 30 pounds, but I don't know if I sleep is the best option or what's the best option for me. Only 30 pounds.
If you're losing only 30 pounds, I will say that you are not even a candidate for weight loss surgery because your BMI is going to be very low at that point. But every case got to be individualized. It's got to be studied. If you want to lose 30 pounds, but you have a metabolic problem, you have insulin resistance, you have metabolic syndrome, you have PCOS, if you have been tried to get pregnant and you have some miscarriages and these type of things, your case can be evaluated. See, for this, if you don't suffer any of these medical conditions, then we have some other options, not as invasive as surgery. We can offer you a balloon, for example. You may be a very, very good candidate for a balloon. You can be a very, very good candidate for endoscopic gastric sleeve. We don't cut the stomach. We use the suturing, internal suturing, and we reduce the size of your stomach. And during 2 years, you're going to have around 2 years to create the new habits that are going to allow you to keep the weight off. And another thing that we're using, and is like a boom in these days, is the weight loss medications. GLP analogs can be Ozempic, can be Saxenda, can be Wegovy, can be Mounjaro. All these type of medications were originally created for diabetic patients, but we have seen a lot of scientific articles and journals are saying that they can be very, very good in weight loss. So if you're only looking to lose only 30 pounds, you may have these 3 options, unless that you have other medical conditions that makes you a good candidate for a more aggressive surgery.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Exactly.
Safety first. All the time, safety is always the first. Okay?
The classical question that, can I drink alcohol after my surgery?
Well, that is a classic question. Doesn't matter if a person is getting a weight loss surgery or not. Let me tell you this. American Heart Association recommends 1 cup of red wine 5 times a week. I recommend nothing. There are a lot of other things that can be healthier for you. In my opinion, alcohol is a beverage that it shouldn't exist. I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. And life has changed for the good in every single aspect. So if you can avoid alcohol, that will be great. That will be great for you, for your process, for your thought process, for your mind, for your stability. It's going to work in your metabolism, the muscle. There is a condition in the muscle that is called alcoholic myopathy, where the alcohol damage the most important metabolic tissue that you have. So if you can avoid alcohol, avoid it. Get fun with some other things. Alcohol, we used to think that if we don't drink, we are not having fun. We are not enjoying life. Once a patient told me, hey, doc, live a little. Well, I live a lot. I started living a lot when I stopped drinking alcohol. My body has changed a lot. So if you can avoid alcohol, avoid it for a lifetime. If you cannot avoid it, the recommended time to drink that cup of wine will be 6 months at least. 12 months ideally. And you will change for real, for a lifetime, don't drink alcohol anymore. You will see how your life will start changing 1 week, 1 month after, 6 months after, 12 months after, that you're drinking zero alcohol. My opinion, in order to, give me a second, I'm not done yet. If you want to be healthy, I told you 4 things to do, but these 2 things are very important. And it's no sugars and no alcohol in your life, and your life is going to change for the good for the rest of your years. And you are going to see that you're going to find a lot of joy in some other things out of alcohol and out of food. If you can see the food to get the energy to be alive, you're going to have time to enjoy life better. So live without alcohol and live without sugars. That is going to change your life forever. Okay, next question.
My mom, she want to get gastric sleeve surgery, but she's 56 years old. Is there an impediment due to the age?
Oh, well, that is a very important question. A few months ago, the National Health Institutes updated the guidelines about treatment of obesity and overweight. The last time that they were updated was 30 years ago. So during 30 years, there were a few changes, but they were not changed as much as this last time. And it says that there is no impediment of age to do this surgery. The previous guideline says that no more than 65 years old, a patient can get a weight loss surgery. Now, there is no limit of age to do weight loss surgery, but you got to study every case. You got to put the benefits, the pros and cons of doing the surgery on that patient, which are going to be the benefits they're going to have, which are the risks. You got to put in a balance. You got to talk it to the patient. And in a patient-physician relationship and conversation of confidence, make the best decision for the best interest of the patient. So 56 years old is not an impediment. Unless the patient has severe medical conditions, surgery can be done, and the patient is a good candidate for technically whatever. There are no surgery that it can be like a contraindication for this type of patients. So we got an individualized case. If this 56-year-old patient has diabetes, has a hernia, has acid reflux, might be a better candidate for a bypass. But if the patient doesn't have this type of thing, a gastric sleeve might be good. If the patient has not a lot of weight to lose, then non-invasive procedure can be done. So, but the answer at the end of the day is yes. Surgery can be done. And this is also for the teenagers, young boys, depending on the medical conditions. Ideally got to be older than 16, but every case got to be individualized and see the pros and the cons, the possible problems on the developing of this kid, because this is still a kid, this is still developing, this is still growing. The hormonal system, the organs and systems are getting mature enough for an adult life. So we cannot affect this, but the guideline is make broader the spectrum of patients that can get this weight loss surgery, and age is not more an impediment to do this type of surgery in patients even 70, 75 years old. Okay?
Next one.
Yes, sir.
Next one. I'm interested in weight loss surgery, but I have a peptic ulcer. What should I do?
Well, you have a peptic ulcer. That is a difficult question. Okay. The idea of getting a weight loss surgery is to get in the surgery. It's an elective surgery. You cannot have any ongoing medical condition that affects your stomach at the time of the surgery. So this peptic ulcer, we're going to find out, your doctor going to find out which is the reason. You're going to get the treatment. Once the peptic ulcer is healed, then is the moment to evaluate which is the best surgery for you. So the idea is make sure that the surgery is going to be safe. And getting a peptic ulcer means that your stomach has inflammation, has gastritis, might be perforation, might have a complication. So the idea is to heal that ulcer. Once the ulcer is healed, then you are at a good moment to plan the weight loss surgery. But the main reason is to know which caused this. Was alcohol? Because alcohol causes ulcers. Did you smoke? Did you take a lot of medications that cause gastritis and ulcers, like NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs? We're going to check which causes the problem. Once we know the cause, we can fight the cause, we can heal the problem. Once the problem is healed, we can move forward and offer you any weight loss procedure or any weight loss surgery. Okay? So you got to heal first.
Do you have any financing plans?
We do. We work with a couple of finances companies that they can help you. You're going to do an application and they give you the approval or the denial according to your past credit background. So, but contact Siva USA, we're going to let you know which are the companies we work with. We put you in touch with them and they're going to help you in the process of getting this. They might need some paperwork from us and we're going to facilitate everything so you can have your life changed for this type of surgery. Okay?
Great, Doug. 2 last questions, Doug.
Yes.
Are there any food that I can never eat again after my surgery?
Well, as I told you the previous questions, you can eat whatever you want. For most food that exists, you can eat whatever you want. But there are certain food that it shouldn't even exist. So, for example, sugars, you're going to be able to tolerate sugars. But if you can avoid sugars from your life is going to change. Of course, it's going to change. If you can avoid alcohol, avoid alcohol. If you can avoid trans fats, avoid those trans fats. These 3 types of food, you're going to be able to tolerate them. But it's not good for you. So don't eat them. Don't have them. It's not a good idea. They are going to harm you. Once you spend a few years, a few months without getting any type of this type of food, you will see how your life is going to change. The quality of the sleep is going to improve. The building muscle process is going to be much easier for you. You're going to be brighter. Let me tell you this. Every time we burn the sugars, we acidify our body. The final results of the metabolism of sugars is CO2, the gas in the atmosphere, energy, ATP, and water. At our pH, that CO2 is converted into an acid. So that acidity promotes some sort of low-grade, unnoticed inflammation in your organs and systems, and can be the preceding of developing other diseases. The preceding of a heart attack, the preceding of Alzheimer, the preceding of a dementia, the preceding of mental diseases. So our body is not designed to live in an acid environment. Our body is designed to live in an alkaline environment. And every time you get sugars, you acidify your body. And you are not designed to do that. So that's why sugars, we ideally never had this type of sugars. What are these type of sugars? There are about 30 compounds that are in the food processing companies use it a lot. It's fructose, high fructose corn syrup, and too many names. That is extremely cheap. That why they put it everywhere. So when you see a label to see if food is good or not, don't go to the amount of calories. Calories are tricky. They tell you 0 calories, but the calories are not killing you. What is killing you, what is changing your body, what is affecting your body, what is acidifying your body is those ingredients. We're going to learn how to read those ingredients. And those ingredients are sucralose, acesulfame, aspartame, any artificial sweeteners. So don't go using that because the marketing has a lot of tricky marketing issues to tell you this is healthy, but it's not. For real, it's not. Find natural food. Cook your own food. Find the time to do it. It's going to be so joyful for you to cook your own food, to cook your family food, and you will see how your family dynamics start improving. So that is the beginning, in my opinion. We are not doing a lot to obesity. Bariatric surgery has touched about 1.5% of the overweight people in the world, which is nothing. If we want to touch obesity, we want to change this, we have to change what we eat. And by changing what we eat means sugars, bad fat, and alcohol. If you don't change this, there's no way a person can be healthy. There's no way a person can maintain the weight off for a lifetime. There's no healthy person that doesn't include physical activity in their daily life. So physical activity is going to be part of a person's life for the rest of their lives. And what is going to happen without rest? You need to rest. You need to get a proper sleep. 7-8 hours a day of resting. What happens at night that you don't sleep? How is the next day? Imagine, instead of sleeping 7-8 hours, you sleep 1 or 2, but you don't sleep. Accumulated sleep during the week, accumulated sleep during months, accumulated sleep during years. You don't function normally. You cannot function if you don't sleep. So go to sleep. Turn off the phone, turn off the screens, get a book. Fall asleep with a book on you, and it's gonna be much better. So do that. With or without the surgery. With or without the surgery. You might say, if I do this, I don't need any weight loss surgery. You're right, you don't need it. But it's much easier to be reincident, to eat bad again with the surgery, without the surgery than with the surgery. The surgery stops you for a few years to eat bad, to go and dab, eating, being a binge eater, the gluttony. So the surgery is not going to allow you to do that. So you're going to have some stops with the surgery that you're not going to have without the surgery. But if you are able to do it without the surgery, that is going to be even better, because your body is not going to change internally, your anatomy is not going to change, but your life is going to change. This is very difficult, and it's a daily battle. It's a daily battle. But if you put a lot of days together, they're going to convert in months, they're going to convert in years, and it's going to take a few years to be that person that you're looking to be. Just for these things: eat good, sleep good, build muscle, work out, and control the stress. Cortisol is killing you as well. Okay. One last question,
Doc, and this is the real deal question. Dr. Zabalza, is it true that you have super promotions now in December?
Yeah, we have some specials. We have some specials for you. They're very good. We're trying to start the year helping as many patients as possible. I don't like to talk about the specials and money and stuff like that, but if you contact Siva USA, if you contact my office, we're going to let you know which are these specials. Let us know. We're going to be helping you. Anything you need, feel free to contact me. It's very easy. I personally see all the questions and all the comments in the social network, in my phone. Just let me know. Just let me know how we can help you. Remember that being healthy is a lifetime process. So if you're healthy when you're a child, you're going to be a healthy teenager, a healthy young adult, a healthy adult, a healthy elderly person. So being healthy is a process. It's a habit. And the biggest tool for you is not the surgery to be healthy. The biggest tool for you is discipline. So focus on discipline. Be disciplined in what you eat. Be disciplined in how you sleep. Be disciplined. And you will see how your life is going to change for the good. If you didn't do it in the past, you can start doing it now. And it's going to take you a few years. Not a lot, 3-5 years. And in this time, you're going to be a total different person. Focus on yourself. Regain your health. If you want help, let us know. Contact Siva USA, and we're going to help you with all these type of things to help you embrace a new process of a healthy life. Okay?
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Few connected people, but a lot of information is here. Share it in your social media. Give us a thumb up. Like our page. Visit our web page. Visit the specials we have for you for the beginning of the year. And remember that it's on you. It's only you. Nobody else is going to get the surgery for you. Nobody else is going to eat for you. Nobody else is going to work out for you. It's you. One step at a time. Tiny steps. And you will start a new life, a new healthy life process. Okay? Peeps, take care. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your trust. Remember that I'm going to be here for you all the way. Okay? Have a good one.
Thank you.